Yellow Pages, supporters of the Sunday match.
The Sunday match comes live from a packed valley. We've reached the First Division playoffs. Charlton and Crystal Palace are both aiming for the Premiership. Both managers, Alan Kirbishley and Dave Bassett, dislike the playoffs, but Wembley beckons for today's winners. Victory there could change their minds. Charlton have run with the leading pack all season. They deserve that playoff lottery ticket. There's a strong feeling Charlton have saved the best till last. Palace might be disappointed at not getting automatic promotion, but they shouldn't be. Their climb up the table's been superb. Now there's everything to play for.
I think the atmosphere at the ground, 15,500, that's all we can get in there. I think we could have sold it 2 times over. I think the atmosphere will be like a cup tie. I think both teams will see it that they've both got a chance of winning it.
Hello, good afternoon. Well, we've lost Luton, Watford and Millwall this season through the trapdoor, but now Charlton and Palace try to leave the First Division in some style. George Graham is with me. George, you've heard both managers not liking the playoff system. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, before the season starts, you know there's 6 teams going to be involved, 2 automatic and another place for one of the 4. Other than that, you've got to have 3 automatic places. So before the season starts, that's the time when to complain. I think now it brings in more fans and more clubs into the promotion race.
Who do you fancy this afternoon, George?
Well, I've seen a bit of both of them this year. Charlton, I've seen a bit of them at home. They've not probably scored the goals that they maybe should have done because their build-up play has been excellent. And Palace, a great finish to the season after Dave Bass's taken over. I've got a sneaking feeling maybe Palace may just shade it.
Well, your old club, I'd expect you to go for them. OK, of course, more from George Graham throughout the afternoon. As we've heard, they're expecting a 15,000 sellout there at the Valley. Let's cross to the Valley. And the team's already out there on the pitch, and hear from our commentary team. It's Ian St John sitting alongside your match commentator. Good afternoon to Brian Moore.
Good afternoon, Jim. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, a full house, high expectations, so much at stake. Let's have a quick look at the lineups. And Charlton have grown accustomed to fielding a side missing key players. Their third choice keeper, Andy Petterson, is in action again. Keith Jones and Paul Mortimer are among those missing in the midfield, which means that John Robinson, usually flying down the left flank, will start in centre midfield alongside Lee Bowyer, and Sean Newton on the right and Mark Robson on the left. They are the wingmen. Well, the man for Charlton to fear more than anybody, of course, is Dougie Freedman, ex-Barnet, Palace's top scorer with 20 this season, including 2 hat-tricks. That's no secret. But Palace have kept a secret since Friday, the untimely training injury to David Hopkin. He's missing from that vital role just behind the front runners. He's got 12 goals to his credit this season. Instead, Dave Bassett tells me they're likely to play very positively with 3 up. Carl Veart, Dougie Freedman and George Ndah. 3 centre-backs, David Tuttle, Andy Roberts and the Norwegian Leif Andersen, where Gareth Davis is missing injured. Our referee today is John Kirkby from Sheffield, his first visit to the Valley. Ian St John, good expectations, plenty at stake?
Well, I mean, we've had so many games recently, Brian, where, there was something to play for and we really had non-events. I'm hoping this one lives up to its billing because really and truly it's so important for both teams to get a win in this first leg.
Where you talk about games not living up to the billing, you weren't referring to yesterday by any chance?
Including yesterday's, and that was even more disappointing, but I'm talking about Sunderland when they were champions and played badly at home against Stoke, and here when we had the live game here with Charlton, it was a poor game. So I'm looking for them to change it around today.
Well, it's the first ever London derby in 10 years of playoff games. These 2 South London rivals then, until a couple of years ago, of course, shared the same home at Selhurst Park. Palace today in a change strip of white, Charlton in their customary red. Brown, who's scored a couple of very valuable goals for Palace since he came on loan from West Ham. Bradley Allen battling for the ball. Here's Bowyer, will have a big impact on the midfield. Palace will know they need to keep him quiet. It's Palace's throw, or rather Charlton's throw. Andy Roberts thought it was Palace's throw, and with the referee about it, and the referee needed to have a word with him. Here's Robinson, and now Matt Jackson on loan from... Oh my goodness, and it's a goal! It's Newton who's put Charlton ahead. It's a mistake in the defence. Andersen, who very nearly put through his own goal, and somehow Martyn kept that out. And it was a simple matter then for Charlton to take a valuable lead through Sean Newton.
Well, it was a great ball across, and for a moment you thought, what's an attacker having a diving header here? And it was a defender. It was the most amazing. That would have been the most amazing own goal you've seen. It was a beauty, wasn't it? He come in there, dived and headed it. Keeper's reaction was terrific, but there was Newton up there just to tap it in.
And Charlton were saying for the last 2 or 3 days, if only we can get away to a good start, because they feel, although the results haven't been all that good, they've only had 1 win in their last 9 games. They feel that they've been playing well but not taking chances, and they felt that if they get away on a crest of a wave, it could really be their afternoon. Well, they could not have had a better start.
Well, it's terrific, Brian, that we've got a goal, because in the games that we've had and we've talked about that haven't lived up to expectations, we've always wanted the first goal to open things up. You couldn't get a quicker goal than that. Now surely this game will come alive.
I feel terribly sorry for the young Norwegian though. It was a terrible mistake.
I mean, honestly, I don't know why. What was he trying to do? I mean, if he flicks the ball, he'd just head it for a corner kick.
There he is into the challenge now. He's beaten again. Robinson playing it wide. Big Carl Leaburn's out there. Knocks it back to Chris Whyte. Robinson. Edworthy got that away. Balmer playing it in again. Houghton playing it long.
Freedman's after this. Balmer can't hold him up. Gets the ball in towards Ndah.
And they somehow get it back. Alice for a moment wondered whether that was a back pass by Matt Jackson to his goalkeeper Andy Petterson. The referee didn't want to know.
I think more an interception than a back pass, a deliberate back pass. But it was a good break by Palace. There was certainly no back pass there, was it?
Brown's header. Robinson. Brown again. Freedman. And goes Bowyer very quickly indeed. The force for Robson, who's got Bradley Allen outside him. Nicked inside there. And here Charlton are going towards Robinson. And Sean Newton again in there in a very, very forward position. Crossed in once more by Bradley Allen. And then Robinson with a shot. At the moment are at 6s and 7s and just cannot get any control in their own penalty area. They've conceded another corner and it could so easily have been another goal.
Well, that was Dave Tuttle there with that header, and I thought, I don't believe this, he's going to knock it in the corner. But Charlton certainly are playing some lively stuff.
Mark Robson with the corner for them. Remember, these playoffs over 2 legs. Andersen, the poor man who made the mistake right at the start, got a good header in and got it away. Brown heading that one away. Balmer with Charlton's throw. What a coup at the moment. They've not won in 5 home games here. And as I say, only 1 win in their last 9. When for so long this season they thought they might get an automatic promotion playoff, an automatic promotion place, and at the end they were hanging on just to get into the playoffs. Tuttle getting that away for Crystal Palace. Houghton. Look how quickly Bowyer had closed in on him, and Houghton thought there was a handball there, nothing given, and it's Robinson streaking away for Charlton. finding Allen on the far side there. Leaburn's waiting in the middle. Robson patrolling the territory that he's done so well this season out there on the flank. He's Charlton's Player of the Year, John Robinson. Andy Roberts gets it away. Balmer underneath it, taken nicely on his chest, banged away. So Sean Newton, number 4, the scorer of the Charlton goal. Didn't fall for Ndah. Jackson gets it away. Andersen here, looking to get a back pass. Will he risk it? Yes. To Nigel Martyn. Jackson. Always getting the better of Ndah there. Ball just out of play. Rufus got there above Freedman. Houghton to Freedman. Trying to get Edworthy in there.
Nice little ball by Veart there to send them in, Brian. And, you know, they're playing 3 up Palace, so, you know, they're very positive about this.
Veart will take the throw. Australian lad who came with Dave Bassett from Sheffield United. It's a long throw towards Andersen. Bowyer only half getting that away. Cleared in the end by Robson. Here's Roberts. Houghton getting in behind. And Palace get a corner.
A good little run by Houghton. And this is what I'm glad to see we're getting this today, Brian. We're getting midfield players who want to get up there, they want to even get advanced to the strikers.
Andersen's up there, Tuttle's up there of course as well. Bowyer. Touch for Bradley Allen. Chris Whyte. Ndah. Pitcher used to be a Charlton player. That's why the boos are there for him. Oh, well, here's Pitcher. No. Yes, it'll come back to him again. Darren Pitcher. There's his shot, but no problem there. Over 150 games here at the Valley. Well, that and at Selhurst Park during the time that Charlton were there. Darren Pitcher. Header. Newton. Leaburn. Made by Roberts. Houghton. Still Houghton again. It seems that he's going to have to mastermind a lot of that midfield for Crystal Palace to bring them right back into this game. But they've got a corner here off Mark Robson.
I think you're right enough about Houghton, because in the middle of the field here, with all his experience, you know, he will be the man that Palace were looking for to set up the attack, pull his strings for them. And young Lee Bowyer coming up against him here, so it's a case of one young fella against one of the old timers.
Keeper did well to get to that, because there were big bodies coming in there, and he got a good hefty punch on it. Robson playing it wide now for Bowyer. Yeah, exactly the point you were making, Saint, as well. And Houghton at 34, for all that, is still so full of running and high ambition in his game.
Oh, he would love to get back in the Premiership, wouldn't he?
That's right. I guess, like a former Liverpool player yourself, he must have been pretty sore about Liverpool's performance yesterday, or disappointed about it.
Yeah,
there he is again.
It'd be nice if they turned up.
Freedman. free kick right on the edge of the box there. Conceded by Bowyer, and the Palace players were very unhappy with Bowyer's part in that.
Well, actually, I thought Freedman was totally out of order there, Brian. He got up, he's got the free kick right in the edge of the box, and he went up and really was very aggressive towards Bowyer.
Well, the free kick has been given just outside the box, fairly central as you can see.
It was a nasty tackle as it happened by Bowyer. It was a two-footed tackle.
Ndah and Edworthy.
There's a little bit of getting on nodding terms there.
George Ndah, very good save. He only saw that very late with Petterson. Ndah struck it well too. No quarter asked or given here, I can tell you. Roberts getting the ball to Kenny Brown. Bradley Allen and Roberts having a little tussle there. The referee's going to have to watch this very closely indeed in this stage of the game. Rufus challenged by Veart. Here come Palace again, looking to get back on level terms. It's Freedman. Well stopped though by the man who scored the opening goal, Sean Newton. It's a good game this. It's got a real cutting edge to it at the moment. Here's Tuttle, used to be at Tottenham. Some of the tackles aren't too bright though. Aren't too clever, and Newton is going to go in the book for this one, I think.
Getting a bit tousy. I think the referee has got to step in at this point because there's been a few tackles flying around, a lot of intimidation. I would have expected that anyway in a game of such importance. And he comes flying in again. Look.
And that wasn't a very clever challenge, actually, to be fair.
But that, I think it was the third tackling to get booked for.
So yellow card for Sean Newton. A free kick to Crystal Palace.
I mean, Roberts, who's taking the free kick, is another lad with a short fuse.
Palace's player of the year, as it happens. Bowyer beaten in the air, or rather Balmer beaten in the air there. Jackson gets it away. So fast and furious, we haven't really been able to comment about Andy Petterson's save from Ndah's free kick, but it was a good piece of work. And remember, he's the third choice keeper, and when he first came in about 6 or 7 weeks ago, fans weren't too happy about it and they felt he was a bit nervous, but his performances have been getting better all the time, and now he's really won them over. Here's Freedman again. Houghton. Back again to Freedman. Let's have a look at that Petterson save from Ndah's free kick.
It was a very well taken free kick, this, because look at this, the wall. I mean, there's so many players. He bent it round them, and Petterson stretched, got his hand to it. That was a terrific save.
Perfect example of how late a keeper sees it, because he saw nothing until it had actually come around the wall.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, there was a dozen or so players in front of him there in the wall.
It's a big Australian lad, 26 years old. Goes Leif Andersen. Here's Robson. Bowyer, snapped at by Pitcher, but he shakes that off, and the ball just gets to Chris Whyte. He's pretty calm. All the experience in the world, Chris Whyte. Over 100 games in an Arsenal shirt to start with. To say nothing of European competition with Leeds. Number 3. Charlton. Roberts gets that away. Up goes Rufus. But he pushed down on Freedman. Free kick to Palace. Andy Roberts with it. It's Veart there. Ndah tried to get to it, but it was Leif Andersen who got the touch. Robson who gets it away. As well. Roberts again with a header for Palace. And now won by Pitcher. Jackson. versus Leaburn. Andersen wins it. Knocked on by Brown. In comes Rufus. Here's Robson. Jackson planting it forward. Allen. Andersen again. Finding the safety of Andy Roberts' boot on that occasion. Ndah. Rufus. Charlton get it away. Allen. And knocked back to Martyn. Straight to Bowyer. A little too ambitious possibly, although Leaburn's giving it a chase.
I think Leaburn checked out first of all. He started to run, checked out, and Bowyer played the ball. Had he gone actually, I think that would have been a good ball.
Kenny Brown with the throw. David Tuttle. He's given that away. Straight to Robson. Trying to curl that in. And Newton again, a fabulous save. A bouncing ball there. Probably came at the right height for Nigel Martyn, but terrific reactions. And that could so easily have been number 2 for Charlton.
Again, it was a terrible headed clearance, wasn't it? I mean, he just nodded it out to him and said, go on, have a shot. Great save by Martyn.
Another corner then for Charlton. Balmer turning it back in amongst the Palace fans behind Nigel Martyn's goal. It's Leif Andersen who's injured. Let's have a look at the opening goal in case you've joined us a little late. This is how it came right at the start of the game. Cross in there, the defender Andersen heading it back towards its keeper, and Sean Newton in quickly to take the rebound. And this was the reaction from the Alan Kirbishley.
I mean, that was a start he could only dream about. You know, shocking mistake really by the defender.
Robson. Allen. Robson again. Roberts. Notes for the half-time talk from Alan Kirbishley. Meantime, throw which Matt Jackson will take for Charlton. Of course, that Leicester and Stoke are the other semi-finalists of these playoffs, and the winners of the 2 legs go to Wembley on May the 27th. Live on ITV with a 2 o'clock kickoff. Martyn with the kick now. Played by the referee. Robson sweeps that ball out there towards Allen, but it was intercepted by Tuttle. Balmer to Whyte. Room for him to get it onto the right foot. Comes out as far as Robinson. Here comes Palace again. Roberts, who's been looking very good early on. Freedman couldn't hold on to it. Jackson with a little chip ball here now for Robson. Well, Houghton won that little duel, but then Pitcher gave it away. Robinson chasing, and again Roberts doing a really good job at the back today. Roberts Goes Whyte and Rufus. Hanged in again. Once again, Roberts is there. Getting plenty of work, that's for sure. Edworthy. That's at Plymouth. This time it falls for Newton. Edworthy. Poking it through the pitcher. Roberts. Good ball forward to Veart. And now away Houghton.
Andy Roberts, who's on the ball now, is playing as a free player in the three centre-back system, but he looks to come out as well. When they had an attack just earlier on there, he was a man that played it and then carried on going, so you know he's prepared to join in the attack.
Jackson. This is Freedman. Rufus in very quickly. Pitcher gets it back to Martyn.
One for us.
Robinson. It's Rufus. For them this season, Nigel Martyn. Ndah. Here come Charlton again. Robinson through that centre midfield role, which is quite new to him, the number 9. Jackson. Robson. Too high for Newton. Robinson again. Now Balmer. Andersen. Now Roberts. David Tuttle. Trying to pick up Ndah. Ndah refused to be shaken off that ball, but in the end they bring it away with Matt Jackson. He loses out to Freedman. Pitcher picks up the loose ball. And there's one for Kenny Brown. Hitting it long there towards Edworthy. Goal kick. It's gone for a goal kick. Let's have a word with Gabriel Clark down on the bench.
Jesus. Alan, what do you make of the start? I mean, a fantastic start as far as the goal is concerned.
Well, I'm delighted obviously to be 1-up, but I think the goals sort of unsettled us more than anything, and I think they've settled down a lot better. I just want one or two of them to slow it down and get a couple of passes in. I think we're getting het up with the emotion and the atmosphere of the game. We need to settle down and pass it simple, which is what we've not done so far. But obviously delighted to be 1-up.
Thank you, Alan.
Thanks to Alan Kirbishley. And Charlton come forward again, but it's Palace with the goal kick.
I think what Alan's on about is that sometimes the players from the back, you know, his back four there, are trying to knock that ball up. They're trying to get in there with one ball, and it's not working that. They have to play through the middle, or they have to play into feet of the front two.
Leaburn. Ndah to Brown. Certainly won't be easy for Crystal Palace. Charlton really defend well. You can count almost on the fingers of one hand the number of games this season where they've never conceded more than a single goal. But here's Edworthy in a good strong position. Well challenged, gets it back again. Pitcher plays it in quickly. That time it was Richard Rufus who got it clear. Houghton trying to keep the fire stoked up here now for Palace. Veart. Pitcher hitting it towards Ndah. They claimed offside. The referee linesman agreed. Free kick to Charlton. So two Palace backroom lads there, Peter Nicholas and Ray Lewington, who were in charge until Dave Bassett came along, and it was that February time, and change of face, change of outlook to a certain extent, but the groundwork had been done by those gentlemen. Here's Bowyer. Jackson. Ndah. Andersen underneath this. Houghton knocking it clear. Whyte banging it back. Robson. Rufus again. Towards Allen. Again the ball banged forward. Really, it's in a funny way, you know, say it's the older heads, the Houghtons and the Chris Whytes of this world, who are the men who are actually putting their foot on the ball and calming things down as best they can. Everybody else is playing at 400 miles an hour and just banging the ball forward.
Well, I would expect that. I mean, that's what experience is all about, isn't it? And the older you get, the easier you see the game. Unfortunately, your legs don't take you around the pitch.
That's right. But here's Robson again. Played that central midfield position for Wales quite recently in Lugano against Switzerland. It was Bobby Gould who spotted the possibility there, and Charlton have taken it on. Newton, a nice free flowing roll here and enjoying it thoroughly, being followed by Edworthy. Bowyer. This is a bit better, just moving the ball about a bit now. Some good passing by Charlton. This is really what Alan Kirbishley wanted. Then finding Whyte on the far side. Newton couldn't quite get there. And a chance possibly now for Palace to break. There's a very good break here by Veart. Is that a free kick? The referee thought it was a dive. Whether it was or not, it was a tremendous run of all of 50 yards by Carl Veart. Surprised actually he didn't get something for that, so.
Well, I think he raced at pace, and it had been a great run. I mean, he really went at them, and he was attacking the last player, and he knocked it past him, and then just to dive over him. I'm not sure, you know. I mean, Balmer went in with a sliding tackle. I don't think he really could have got out his road, could he?
Well, it's a free kick now to Crystal Palace. Up goes Ndah with Rufus. Robinson. Martyn gets it clear. Robson. Ndah is down. Took a bang on the head. And the referee quite right. Can't take any chances with that. Clash of heads there as he went up with Richard Rufus. I just wonder whether we might get an impression from the studio and George Graham. George, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, very much. I mean, when you consider we've played half an hour, we've got one goal, both keepers have made saves, it's saved another goal. I think there's a lot of excitement. I think the importance of the game is coming through. I think we're seeing a bit of passion, and being a manager and a coach, you want nice controlled passing, but you still want the passion in the game, and there's a lot at stake here today, so I'm quite pleased with what I've seen already.
Thanks a lot, George. just see how George Ndah got his injury.
Actually, it didn't appear as if they clashed heads there.
No,
was that a case of maybe his boot catching him, Rufus's boot caught him maybe?
There'll be a drop ball. Freedman plays it sportingly to Petterson. Robson. Ndah. Roberts gets it clear. In goes Rufus. Free kick there to Charlton. Didn't begin to see what that was for. Robson's going to take it. Whyte's in there. Leaburn at 6'3" will be an obvious target. Balmer's making his run as well, but it was Roberts who showed first and got it clear for Palace. Robson down the line. Jackson, there's a cross, driven in there. Whyte doing his best to keep it going. Out jumped. Bowyer on the volley. Goal kick. 14 goals from midfield, Bowyer, 19-year-old. He hasn't scored, though, in the last 9 games.
We were saying before the game that he's due a goal, isn't he?
Yeah.
And, in fact, we were thinking about maybe having a little wager on him getting the first goal.
I think maybe you did as well, didn't you?
No. I couldn't get him to give me some money.
Header. Robson. Andersen being hustled by Allen. It's a Palace ball.
A big strong looking fella, this Andersen, but I'm not too sure if he's got pace. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a ball played where he's had to have a run at it.
Some good play there by Bowyer, who claims he was challenged unfairly by Pitcher after he played that ball. Newton making life difficult for Edworthy. Robinson. Bowyer wants it. He's played it towards Leaburn. Leaburn wins that one in the air. Allen's trying to get in there. Newton's trying to get in there. And just they needed a break of the ball there, Charlton. After Leaburn had won that excellent header in the air, which he's done so many times.
It was a lovely header. When the ball's coming into Leaburn, you've got to be looking to get in there, and Allen did, and the ball dropped from him.
Veart held up by Whyte. Towards Leaburn. Leaburn, rather. Jackson.
And Ndah's working
really
socks off, isn't he?
Yeah. I think some of the Palace fans may have surprised that he got the nod over Dyer, whose form's been pretty good, but obviously Dave Bassett felt that Ndah was really up for it. That's a goal kick.
The only thing I would think, if I was a Palace fan, I'd be thinking, well, you know, it's okay. You know, he is working very hard, but I'd like to see him doing it you know, in the Charlton's half of the field.
Yes. Ndahd's header, won by Jackson. Here's Pitcher. Dyer again. Leaburn. Bowyer. Big Andersen just stuck out the foot as he was falling and just made a contact. Whyte. Shoving there by Tuttle. On Allen. Free kick to Charlton. Robson takes it. Chris Whyte's in there. Well, it just wanted a touch from Bradley Allen. If he could have just jumped another couple of inches or so, he would have made the contact.
Well, they're certainly getting something from the ball played into the box, aren't they, Charlton? And it was Chris Whyte up here for it. Up he went, nodded it down. And there was Bradley Allen, as you say, just a couple of inches too short.
Sometime since we've seen a really threatening Palace attack. It's Charlton who are making the running, and here they come again. Carl Leaburn, will he get the better of Andersen? He's got some support from Robson and from Robinson. Here's Robinson, and now Robson. Jackson. Hit towards Leaburn. Newton keeping it going. Leaburn's in there. Fisted away by Martyn. Good positive goalkeeping there by him. And now Veart with the break for Crystal Palace. Can he get it to Freedman? No, Balmer, very reliable indeed. But Houghton, or rather Edworthy, keeps it going. Pitcher. Edworthy. Well beaten by Palmer's challenge, keeping the ball in play. Down the line for Allen. Oh, he's done well. He's beaten Tuttle here. Tuttle's coming back at him. Gets the better of him.
He didn't have the pace to get away from him, Bradley Allen there. That was a very good position for him at the end.
Freedman. I think it's Leaburn who's down holding his head at the moment. And the referee wants the trainer on quickly. That was way back because the game had gone flowing on, and to be fair, the referee didn't spot that at once. Neither did we. Vision's a little bit of a problem by the look of it.
Still gag, isn't the trainer? Says, how many fingers have I got up? And he says, well, if you don't know, what chance have I got?
Well, he's had a pretty good season, Carl Leaburn. He's made a fair number of goals. In fact, he's only got 10 himself, but he's the skipper of the side, and as you've seen, he's got some very dangerous headers there in and around the penalty area for other people to profit from. And happily for Charlton, he's okay to go on. Edworthy gets it to Pitcher. Both sides have got very good away records, Saint, as you know. I think they've both won more away games than they have home games, which is extraordinary. But Charlton, I think, to feel comfortable, will certainly need a second goal, won't they, to take to Selhurst Park on Wednesday night.
I would think Allen would love to get another goal. I think, you know, 2 is a bit of a cushion. 1, well, you know, it's hanging on a thread then.
Goes Brown. Pitcher. Ndah. Brown down the line. Freedman chasing, but Rufus is in the pole position there. And that's Andersen versus Bradley. Free kick to Charlton. Robinson's going to take it. getting the back four to come outside the box. Ndah being shadowed by Bowyer. And in the end back to the keeper. Trying to get an attack moving on this side. Back to the keeper again. Offside against Allen. Referee acknowledges. Palace nicely in control. Don't need to stop the game.
Nigel Martyn doesn't look too comfortable with the balls getting played back to him, and yet he's dealt with them okay, but you know, he wants it on his right foot. I think if he ever gets one back on his left foot, he'll get some fun in games.
You suspect also that Charlton are aware of that, because every time there's a back pass, either Bradley Allen or Leaburn actually make a sprint for him just to try and put him that little bit under pressure, don't they?
Oh yeah, I think they'll have talked about that, you know, trying to get there as quickly as possible.
Jackson's throw. Robson. Jackson again up towards Robinson. There's 2 or 3 minutes of the first half now. Robson. Turned that in nicely for Robinson. That was a lovely bit of play there by Charlton. And Palace defended well, and Houghton in the end getting it clear.
Lovely little ball that, wasn't it? Cracker, just split everybody.
Robinson. That's a corner. Well, they started the first half with a bang. They're looking to finish it with a bang now. Looking for this second goal as Robson lines up this corner. Curled in. Again, Martyn doing well. Flying with a fist at that one to get it clear. Here's Houghton. Stopped by Rufus. I don't think Rufus has made a solitary mistake yet.
He's had a terrific game, Rufus, at the back. The reading of the game is terrific.
But here's some more work possibly as Palace come forward again. Find Ndah. They send out to Edworthy. Tuttle to Roberts. Edworthy again. Tuttle sweeping it forward. Free kick. For the foul by Whyte on pitcher,
Which I think was accidental, but it's still a foul.
So maybe in the last minute of the first half, Palace might have a chance of pulling themselves level. Houghton deciding what happens from this free kick. And nothing much does. Jackson. Andersen gets it away. Up goes Rufus again, and goes pitcher, Freedman. Nothing much has gone for Dougie Freedman so far this afternoon. But they're getting forward in some strength now. Stopped again by Rufus. Picked up again here by Roberts. Houghton trying to make a break, but Richard Rufus again in the right position for Charlton Athletic, and here's Robson. That's Andersen. Finds Bowyer. Just kept in play.
Leaburn's in the middle.
And so too was goalkeeper Nigel Martyn. Coolness itself as he gathered that one up. A little throw out to Houghton. Edworthy, the fullback, leading a charge now for Crystal Palace in the last seconds of the first half. Veart on the far side. Freedman and Ndah in the middle, but too high for either of them. And Jackson can hook it away. Charlton's ball. Throw to be taken by Matt Jackson. Again. Jackson on loan from Everton. 2 minutes of injury time played. Terrific start for Charlton Athletic with Leif Andersen's mistake. Saved by Nigel Martyn, but he couldn't hold on to the ball, and it was easy meat then for Sean Newton, who put Charlton ahead early on. Palace came back into it nicely after that, and there's a real cutting edge to this game with so much at stake. Let's have a word now, though, with the Charlton coach, Les Reed, with Gabriel Clark.
Les, I know your side a bit nervous towards the end of the league programme, but no nerves today, it seems.
No, they were really up for it before the game, and we got a tremendous start. It's just what we wanted, the start. It's gave them a lot of encouragement. I just don't want them to get carried away now, but it's very difficult to stop our team attacking.
You've said that. It's difficult for them to be patient.
Yeah, our team all season have been an attacking team. Their enthusiasm gets the best of them. So we need to keep attacking, but get a bit of discipline in the second half.
Les, thank you very much.
OK.
There we go then, a terrific game going on at the Valley. I hope you've enjoyed it as much back home as we certainly have here in the studio. For my money, Charlton, good value for that 1-0 lead at half-time. George Graham is with me, and we've got a lot to talk about when we return after this break. Once again, so Charlton lead the Palace by a goal to nil. No goals in the other playoff match, by the way. Leicester against Stoke at half-time. George Graham, what have you made of the first half?
Yeah, I think Charlton are value for their 1-0 result, and I think after they scored, I thought Palace came into the game for about 10 minutes, but after that I thought Charlton controlled the rest of the first half. Right, you're a manager in a really tense situation. You score after 55 seconds, and if you look at it, George, it's a sort of moment of madness, really, isn't it? Yeah. From Andersen. But this is a good cross in here for obviously for the big boy Leaburn there, and but the fullback, Andersen, why he's dived, I mean, he could have just sort of side-footed a little volley for a corner kick. I can't understand, why he even dived to head the ball. Just a simple volley for a corner kick. But actually, Charlton have been putting a lot of crosses in. This is a good deep crosses. And they've looked unsettled throughout the half, haven't they, on crosses like this? And as I say, a diving header there. The keeper's made a good save. But Charlton have actually looked very dangerous in crossing, and I think the back three of Palace look very, very unsettled, and that's actually dragged the wing-backs back a lot more. I'd be expecting Brown and Edworthy to push on a lot more and get a lot more crosses, but they seem to be defending. I mean, Chris Whyte went up and created a little bit of disturbance, didn't he, up in that penalty area? It's those three men across the back, and it doesn't look as though they've quite sorted out who's attacking the ball, who's standing off, George. Again, a good deep cross, aimed for Leaburn or Whyte, good header. And again, a bit unlucky here. Bradley Allen nearly gets in on it, doesn't he? Correct. Palace have just not been able to contain these crosses and the threat in the air. But from Palace's point of view, I mean, just say like you, Arsenal, away in Europe, 1 down away from home, I mean, there's still a lot to play for. I would think if I would be Dave Bassett, I'd be saying, look lads, we're 1-0 down, we've not even started playing yet. Let's sort it out at the back where they look uncomfortable, and let's hold the ball up front. I mean, they've not held the ball up at all to bring the midfield players into the game yet. So I think if they can get it right at both ends of the pitch, then then maybe get into the game a bit more. They had a good moment after about 15 minutes with a free kick, well taken, well conceived, but a good save from the Aussie goalkeeper Petterson here, George. Yes, a nice little touch here for Ndah to curl the ball with his left foot, and it's a nice shot. Curls the ball lovely. Probably needed to put it another couple of yards to near the post, but a good save, good save. But that's the only danger really that Palace have had, the free kick. I know you were at Wembley yesterday. I was
trying to keep awake watching it at home. This is a much better game than the cup final yesterday, isn't it? And it's had a right edge to it as well, George. That I think the referee's done quite well. He stopped it from boiling over, but there's a definite edge here, isn't there?
I think it's quite interesting when Alan Kirkby was saying like he wants to pass the ball around a bit more. I mean, this is an important game today for both clubs and both teams, and obviously there's a bit of passion involved. You expect that. We just don't want lots and lots of passes. I mean,
that was Bowyer and Freedman getting involved there. The referee's had a good game and let it go, and I think it quietened down after that. And obviously you want an edge to it, but you don't want things to boil over.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad challenge, and I think Freedman reacted a bit silly, a bit stupidly there. But we still want the passion involved.
Indeed we do. OK then, they're 1-0 down at the Palace after the break. We hope to talk to Dave Bassett, and of course there's the whole of the second half coming up live from the Valley. Right then, Palace are a goal down. Dave Bassett hates the playoffs, but he's the most successful manager in the league. He's taken 6 teams to promotion. He's got to pull it round in the second half. Let's join Dave Bassett now as he talks to Gabriel Clark.
Dave, considering the dreadful start, what was your verdict overall on that first half?
A poor first half by us. I was disappointed in our performance. We wasn't at the races. We came second in most departments. We gave ourselves a horrendous start when we should have stopped the cross, and then, you know, the goal was a disaster for us. And we've not played it in the first half. I'm disappointed with our performance, and I expect an a much better second half from us.
Are there nerves in there, do you feel?
I think 1 or 2 of our players have felt the occasion. I've looked at 1 or 2 of them. They've looked a bit drained, but we've got to overcome that. You know, we've got to get on with the game and make sure that we don't feel sorry for ourselves.
How do you approach it though? Do you try and settle with this, the 1-0 scoreline, or do you try and get a goal back?
No, we want to go back. I mean, I'm not settled for 1-0, certainly not correct. I've told the players I'm looking for a goal, and I'm disappointed overall with their first half performance. We've looked too pretty. We've not hurt Charlton enough in terms of creating chances.
So toughen up a bit.
Well, certainly let's start to play as we've done all season, or certainly since I've been here. This is a poor first half by any standards from Crystal Palace.
Thank you very much, Dave. Let's rejoin our match commentators Ian Sir John and Ryan Moore.
It's Gabriel. My word, if they're half as positive as their manager, Palace are going to look quite an outfit in this second half, Saint.
Oh, I would think the dressing room walls would be reverberating there, you know, because he certainly is upset with the way they've played. And you have to say they haven't created anything. You know, the free kick apart, they haven't done much, have they?
And away we go for the start of the second half. David Tuttle. Robertson. Roberts. Hitting it long. Whyte getting it away. Up goes Tuttle again. Bowyer. Leaburn. Edworthy. Newton on the volley.
It was worth a try, wasn't it? No, you know, he just didn't get his foot round the ball to keep it down, but he's only about 25 yards out.
That's right. The point Dave was making, though, he said that 1 or 2 of them seem a bit drained. It's one of the great imponderables, I would have thought, for any manager in this sort of game like this. You don't know, actually, until they've crossed the old start line, who's going to be up for it and who's not, whose nerves are going to be affected and who's not. And in a way, you need as much nerve for this one as Manchester United and Liverpool needed for their big affair yesterday.
Well, it is a crucial game because, I mean, the prize is getting to Wembley. You know, we're 1 game away from being in with all the big boys. So obviously it's a game with a lot of tension in it, but I mean you're talking professional footballers here, and they should go out wanting to play well and show off their wares, show people what they can do.
But the mind's a powerful thing, and sometimes the nerves get in the way of all those ambitions. So,
well, yes, but again, sometimes I think you make excuses for players.
Edworthy knocking it forward. Balmer getting it away for Charlton. Trouble. Oh, my goodness, he cut that so fine. We're going for this one.
You know, back there when that happened, Brian, the one thing that you learn very early in the game, don't give any square balls on your own penalty area, especially to a centre-half. He's the last guy in the field you want to give it to.
Leaburn just knocking it on. Allen trying to get it through to Newton. And has taken a knock at the same time. thought possible in terms of substitutions in this second half. I thought Dave Bassett must be thinking about Bruce Dyer as a forward possibility for him. And I just wonder whether Alan Kirbishley is toying with the idea of David Whyte, who is again a proven striker, former Crystal Palace lad with a lot to prove. And I'm hoping Bradley Allen's okay, but if there's a problem there, David Whyte would no doubt come on to replace him. And they are both the sort of players who can explode and could do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Yeah. I think maybe in this situation that is possibly what you need.
Well, I'm sure both managers will be looking at the players on the bench, and I would think, you know, during this half they'll come on.
In the meantime, where are we? A throw to Palace. Edworthy with it. Chris Whyte with his right hand. Hit Bowyer. Andy Roberts gets it clear. Robinson bangs it forward again, and it's long towards Balmer. Bowyer, full of rain, picking it up. Jackson. Robson. Bowyer's on ahead of him. It's out of play. It's going to be a Palace throw. Pitcher. And where Dave Bassett was saying he clearly is looking for a goal themselves, and obviously that would be ideal. But a 1-0 deficit to take to the second leg wouldn't be such a bad one either.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad one, but that's, you know, after the 90 minutes are up, Brian. I think at this stage the manager's quite right. You know, he wants to get on terms again.
Here's a throw for Palace. And Veart, as we saw in the first half, hurls a very respectable long throw. Leif Andersen's gone up for it. George Ndah's in there as well. And it's going to be Ndah with the backward header. Will he react quickly? They claim a handball there. And the referee has given a corner.
Well, from here, it was a definite handball.
But it was probably an accidental one.
Well, I'm not too sure. Let's have a look at this. They went up for the header, the ball bounced. Oh, thank you very much. Check that ball for fingerprints.
It was definitely a handball by Chris Whyte. The referee said no, it was accidental. Out. And Robinson gets it away.
And it was all done under the nose of the Crystal Palace fans behind that goal.
Pitcher. Ndah trying to get there. Ndah! Goodness, he swung that across the face of the goal. It needed a touch. But although Tuttle, of all people, the defender, had got right in there, and so too had Kyle Veart, neither could quite make it.
I think he was looking to score here.
Oh, he was.
It was a real vicious effort. He was looking to bang it across into the far post there.
So it's Whyte with the throw for Charlton Athletic. Edworthy, Robinson. Houghton. Ndah on the far side. He's got some support from Kenny Brown. And then Robson floats it clear. The flag was up, and it was a good decision by the linesman. There wasn't any doubt about it. Bradley Allen was only about 3 or 4 yards inside the Palace half, but he was just offside.
More urgency about the Palace in this half, Brian. You know, they look as if that they've come out after getting a near bashing, and they're all now really up for it, and they're looking very positive now.
Roberts with the free kick. Tuttle might get a header onto this one. Ndah might try and finish it off. Petterson got there first, but it's certainly a better looking Palace side in the second half, as you say. Andersen. Brown hitting it forward that time. Freedman offside. Balmer with a kick. Glasgow boy. But the bagpipes going here at half-time, that might just inspire him. Towards Carl Leaburn. Also inspired Dougie Freedman, who just played that ball. He's another Glasgow lad. Whyte knocking it forward. Leaburn offside. You quite enjoyed the bagpipes at half-time yourself, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I thought it was very nice of them to do that, knowing I was here.
It's Nigel Martyn with the kick, hitting it long towards George Ndah. Brown. It's going to leave Mark Edworthy with a little to do. Back to Roberts. Brown again. Side to Freedman, struck too firmly for Houghton.
The movement was there, it was good movement, but unfortunately it was a shocking pass here from Freedman.
Leaburn. There by Richard Rufus. Referee looked at the linesman, had a good look at it himself, decided no handball, no penalty. Brown with the throw. Another Palace throw. Charlton have hardly been out of their half in this second half so far. Brown playing it in again. Rufus hooking it clear. Roberts getting Ndah moving down that flank. Okay.
This was incident before when the ball. Ooh. It may well have been going past him and struck his arm. But difficult from our angle because the ball was hitting by the defender's body, by Rufus's body there.
Andersen's hit. Houghton's hooked pass to Carl Veart. That might just be a little too far for George Ndah.
I think Ndah's looking dangerous this half. He's obviously been told, look, you push up a bit more and let's see some attacking from you. And I think he looks a good player to me, this boy. And you know, in this position now, I'd like to think that he would do some damage this half.
Still only 21 years old. Trainee who's come up through the ranks at Selhurst Park. It's a foul by Tuttle on Allen. Free kick to Charlton. So it's Robinson again with the free kick for Charlton. Leaburn and Whyte are there. So too is Allen. It was Kenny Brown. And then it's Balmer with the shot.
I think the referee's indicating there was a push there. He's given the sign somebody's pushing, so
it might be a free kick.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but had there been no pushing, really, it was a careless ball to put back in, wasn't it? Getting underneath it like that.
Brown with the throw. Freedman. It's a nice little touch there. Edworthy. unfairly Houghton by Robson. A free kick to Crystal Palace. It's Houghton. Freedman tried a little turn there, but it didn't quite come off. It wasn't far off it though. Allen. Edworthy, and Pitcher gets it back. Never afraid to get it back and to bring Nigel Martyn into the game. To good effect now as Carl Veart gets the play. Oh, that was a good ball he played in there. And it was Balmer at full strength who got it away. Oh my goodness! Houghton just missed that by a whisker as that sailed no more than a yard and a half across the Charlton goalmouth. They're looking at a much better proposition in the second half. Crystal Palace.
Well, Ray Houghton there, I mean, he must just have been a fraction off the ball or went right through, maybe through his legs, I don't know, but he came flying in there, and it was a great ball by Veart, wasn't it? Smashed right across the face of the goal.
And that came from the most direct route as well, because it came from Nigel Martyn in the first place. Veart then had what was a good-looking cross cut out, and it came back to him, and he banged the second one in. Here comes Ray Houghton now with the next Palace charge. Back to Roberts. Houghton. Veart. Edworthy. Veart again. Charlton at the moment a little bit on the back foot. Okay. Substitution about to be made. Gary Nelson's coming on. They're taking off Bradley Allen. Now you are talking about experience here. Gary Nelson, 35 years old. Terrific servant of this club. And a very popular one too. Up goes Robson. Now Bowyer. First touch for Gary Nelson. Claims a handball. Referees agreed. A handball by Andersen, who's being called to the referee.
Surely he's not going to book him for that.
Surely not. What he's saying is he's pointing to in 2 or 3 different things you've done, and I've got to take some action now.
But he can only take action if that was an intentional handball that was preventing somebody from getting through and going. I don't think that was the case there.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's a free kick for Charlton. Robson floating it in. Tuttle doing really what Leif Andersen should have done in the opening 55 seconds.
I also thought he was going to do what Leif Andersen did. just missed the junction of the top corner there.
Well, it's another corner for Charlton. Still leading by a goal to nil. Scored after 55 seconds by Sean Newton. Andersen going for this one, but it was Ndah who got his header in. And then Ken Brown, who has banged it clear up towards Dougie Freedman. But he's got Rufus to contend with. But he gets a free kick out of the Charlton defender. And Houghton's taking it quickly, but too quickly because it goes straight to the Charlton player, Mark Robson. Nelson's header. Leaburn chasing. Was that an obstruction there by Andersen? The crowd thought it was, the referee thought it wasn't. And here comes Crystal Palace again. Mark Edworthy down the line now for Carl Veart. Again, no foul. Veart picks himself up and gets it going again. Tries to get to the byline and gets a corner off Lee Bowyer. Will take it. Palace pushing forward. Will it be Andersen's header? It's Andersen's header, and it's Petterson's catch. Under great pressure there from Ndah and from Veart.
Yeah, he took it well here. Big boy Andersen actually got a lovely header in there, and the goalkeeper under a bit of pressure. Nice catch.
Brown. Bowyer. There's an offside flag, a free kick. Martyn will get it taken quickly for Palace. Ndah gets to that one. Freedman getting in behind them. And good save there. But in the end, well, that's extraordinary. Kenny Brown. And it's 1-1. Well, that's his third goal since he's come on loan from West Ham. And that probably could be the most valuable of them all. Freedman getting in behind. Petterson just half stops it. Petterson, and Kenny Brown follows up.
Well, I was talking to his dad before the game. Big Ken's here, and he'll be delighted, man, that his lads managed to score today. He followed it up brilliantly, didn't he? As the goalkeeper parried it, kept it low, got his toe down, bang.
Tuttle gets it away. Nelson. Newton. Goal kick.
Well, the goal was always coming, wasn't it, Brian? You know, they've played so much better this second half of Crystal Palace, and I think Tuttle deserved to be back on terms.
I must be the lucky mascot for him as well, you know. I went just to watch Millwall play Crystal Palace 2 or 3 weeks ago when Kenny played. He scored. I was at Derby. We were doing the game live on ITV when he scored again. Blow me, here we are again, and he scored again. So
I think you'll be on the payroll. You'll be on the team bus.
But that could be a crucial one he scored there.
Oh, I mean, it was a goal that's really ignited the game again.
Freedman, who did very well, in fact, in the first part to get in behind them and got a good shot on target. Now Pitcher battling away with Bowyer. It's Charlton's throw. Bowyer getting very worked up. Needs to calm down a little bit. He's got such a future. Just needs to calm down a little bit. Of course, he's very much a marked man these days. Ndah. Robson gets it away. Roberts with the header. But they have looked a better bet in the second half, Palace, without any doubt. Well, a clash there between Leaburn and Andersen, and a free kick going Crystal Palace's way. And Gary Nelson, the old head, getting around and saying, calm down everybody, calm down, and that's exactly what Charlton have to do. Leaburn's being called to the referee after that clash with Leif Andersen, and Leaburn's name is going to go to the book.
I think it was for the little bit of a swipe he had with his foot when the ball had gone away, Brian. But I think Charlton are rattled at this stage.
I was going to say they've lost their composure completely, haven't they?
They've lost their way a little bit here, and you know, it's very much on the cards that the Palace could get another one. Once you've got a team rattled like this, You know, you get one and there's every chance you get another quickie.
Andersen going for this one. And that time a save by Petterson from Freedman. But wait a minute. Good tackle again there by Roberts as Gary Nelson was going in, but here Charlton now. Newton. Lost in there towards Gary Nelson. Can Leaburn keep it in? Those long legs of his. Nelson is there, and well, Martyn had to really stretch to get that one away. This is a good little spell now for Charlton. Robinson trying to keep the momentum going for them. Newton. Stopped though by Veart. Whyte to Bowyer. Rufus. Long range shots. Goal kick. Let's just have a look at the Kenny Brown goal again, Saint.
Yeah, I thought Ndah had a good part to play in this.
It started actually from Nigel Martyn again.
From Nigel Martyn. And watch Nadah's part here. He gets up there, lovely header on into space. Freedman's there. I think he's looking to score. Goalkeeper makes the save, and there was Kenny Brown just saying thank you very much. He kept it low.
Andersen holding off Leaburn, gets the ball back, gets some applause from his goalkeeper for the way that he handled it. Or handled the situation, not the ball. And a long clearance again to Martyn. Finding Ndah. Crystal Palace's throw. Kenny Brown, the goal scorer, with it. Leaburn. Edworthy. Put it straight at Newton. Rufus with a header. Ndah going it for Freedman. Got Kenny Brown in there again. Goodness, Freedman again. This is good spell for Crystal Palace. Freedman stopped by Petterson.
Almost identical position, having a shot there, and the goalkeeper parried that one. But that time, no Palace players following up.
Again, amazing how much ground there is. You can see Kenny Brown making his run into the middle of the areas in possession there for a moment. He does make those late runs, and that's exactly how he scored his goal. Here's the corner for Crystal Palace. Ndah trying an overhead. And Veart puts it over the line to make it 2-1 Palace. After some extravagant work there by George Ndah.
Well, on the cards, wasn't it, that they would get another one? Over it comes. Charlton sort of half got away, but very acrobatic there. And Veart reading the script here, and it was an awkward ball from, you know, to lean down there, get it, dump, bump, thank you. But that was an awkward ball for him, but he took it well.
Charlton making another substitution. Mark Robson's coming off. David Whyte coming on, another striker.
Well, it's slipping away from Charlton now.
They're putting Gary Nelson into a midfield role and having Leaburn and Whyte as the two strikers. Whyte, a former Crystal Palace lad. But here's Kenny Brown, and they're running riot at the moment, Palace. Oh, very nearly got Ndah. Freedman trying to pick up the loose one, but in fact it's a free kick to Charlton anyway.
Well, Kenny Brown's certainly playing a big part in this half, isn't he? As a wing back, he's getting himself forward there. That's exactly what I think the manager has said to him. Dave Bassett said to him at half time, look, you've got to get forward a bit here, you've got to attack, and they've just changed it around completely.
Tuttle wins it in the air. Brown hammers it away, and Palace, who have bounced out of the Premiership, are looking to get back at the first attempt. with a left-footed cross, and Ndah will bring it clear again for Palace, being chased by Jackson. But still Ndah shaking off the attentions of Jackson. And he's now got Rufus to contend with.
Well, it's a good job it was Rufus there, I think, as far as Charlton are concerned. That was a great run there, wasn't it, by Ndah? Terrific run.
Freedman. And it's a throw to Palace. Kenny Brown with it. Going to be a corner to Palace.
There's nothing going right for Charlton in this second half. And you just get the feeling, you know, that the Palace, who are playing so well now, just might again add to this total.
Andersen's at the near post. Ndah's in the 6-yard area. Pitcher. Let's have a word down on the bench with Gabriel Clark. He's got Ray Lewington with him.
Ray, what a transformation down here on the Palace bench.
Yeah, a lot better second half. First half we felt that we played as 11 individuals. We had a plan that we tried to set out and do, and it went to pieces after 2 minutes, and then we just lost our way. Second half we played as a team, the way we've been playing all season, and I think now we deserve to be 2-1 up.
Will you win it?
Hopefully.
Thanks, Ray.
Cheers.
Andersen gets it away, but off David Whyte, so it'll be a Palace throw. Palace's form since Dave Bassett joined them has been so good, Saint, you know, and certainly over the last few weeks, Charlton at the same time have begun to wane just a little bit after such a terrific mid-season at least. And you just think this maybe is reflected here, that they've got a little more of a cutting edge to them at the moment, Palace.
Well, you said earlier in the programme that they'd only won, what, one of the last 9 games, Charlton?
Yeah.
Well, that's not what you would say inspiring form.
I mean, they had a terrific spell, Charlton, in about January, February, I think, where they won about 7 out of 8. And for a long time, people were talking about automatic promotion. And as I say, just 1 win of the last 9. 6 of those are draws, incidentally. But they just scraped into the playoffs. And Ndah couldn't quite get their head of that. Whereas Palace have been on the up and up and up from about February onwards, and are really a formed team at the moment.
I saw the Palace early in the season, and they looked relegation candidates, I have to say. It was awful. And I thought, well, they'll struggle this year. But, you know, when Dave Bassett went, they turned it round, and they just shot up the table, and they're looking very good. They look, you know, today they certainly have impressed me in the second half.
Andersen didn't get his head to it. Got his head to that, though. Good little break by him, and a wonderful cross. Ndah hurled himself at it, but couldn't quite reach it, but it was a terrific cross from Ray Houghton. And here come Charlton. Robson. Losing it to Freedman, who's got Ndah still with him. That's a free kick. Foul by John Robinson.
Well, I don't know why Freedman didn't play Ndah in there when he actually beat the first defender.
Behind this free kick. Ray Houghton's free kick. Chip there towards David Tuttle. Ndah throwing himself at it, couldn't quite reach it, inviting him to come in all the time on that one.
I'm not sure if Matt Jackson just didn't give him a little easy push off it.
Maybe. Jackson. This is a good break now for Newton. Again, Palace get it away. It was pitcher's boot that made it clear. A foul there by Ndah on Rufus. Just a couple of bodies getting tangled up there, I think, but I think the referee felt, well, I better blow the whistle there because Ndah is going to be through, just to be sure. Free kick to Charlton, Stuart Balmer with it. A little over 10 minutes left. Tuttle's header clear. Bowyer. Pitcher gets it away. There's Balmer. Towards Whyte. Good catch.
He's looking in very commanding form, isn't he, Nigel Martyn?
Sure he is. His distribution has been so good as well. Hitting it long this time for them to chase. And his opposite number, Andy Petterson at the other end. Whyte. Into Bowyer. Newton. Robson. Robinson being chased to this side of the field by Kenny Brown. And here comes Edworthy. No, he's giving it straight to Rufus. It should be a keeper's ball.
That's been one of the problems really for Charlton today. You know, the balls are playing into the box, they're far too near this goalkeeper, and I mean, he just commands the whole area. So anything put up anywhere around, you know, from 12 yards in, I mean, he just comes and plucks out of the air. Well, they're chasing lost causes now, aren't they, at Crystal Palace? I mean, that's good play, that. Veart chased it, managed to get the throw-in, give away a throw-in rather than a goal kick.
Brown making it inside towards Freedman. Robinson. Now Bowyer taking it up. Nelson. Whyte. They hit it straight at Tuttle. Rufus. Whyte again. See if he can do better this time. Hits it long for Whyte to chase, but Andy Roberts is there. Rufus. Ooh, Bowyer almost got in on that one. Whyte, and now Bowyer. And in the end, well, it fell to all people. Richard Rufus right up there.
But he'd done ever so well, actually, Brian. Started to move off, you know, from midfield, won the ball, played, there he is there, playing it through, looking to play Bowyer, and then he carried on going, Rufus. And
thought for me that it was going to be Bowyer who was played in there, and that could have been very dangerous for Palace.
I think that's what caught him in two minds there.
Yeah. There's Rufus, much more comfortable at that end. And Palace player down, they need to get some treatment if he's off the field. Certainly not going to be easy for you, Saint, making the man of the match award.
No, it won't be. There's been some, you know, some good performances on both sides, individuals, but no real outstanding player, I don't think.
Ndah gets it clear. Carl Veart, once of Sheffield United, but beaten by Rufus. Houghton done so much for Palace this afternoon, keeping things going. Here's Kenny Brown. That's a terrific bit of play by Brown and a good save by Andy Petterson. So near to goal number 3. Oh, Ndah in behind them, but the flag is up. The whistle is gone. Making a substitution now. And Robert Quinn. The balls to the defence there. Came into the side last weekend. We were impressed by him, and he's here again now. Bowyer. Came off Kenny Brown. Got to be a Charlton throw. Quinn has come on for Andersen. Still back the header there. Good jump by Andy Roberts. Pitcher got that one away. Nelson trying to keep it going, but Brown is there for Crystal Palace. Good play. Freedman from Houghton's ball. This is Dougie Freedman. There's a lot of space for Edworthy. And Mark Edworthy now for Crystal Palace. Tried to bang across it, but it was beaten away by 2 players, by Bowyer and by Balmer. Carl Veart. Robson gets it clear. Tuttle for Palace. Tuttle again. Going for it, but the keeper gets there first. Just about 5 minutes left now. Play again, remember, on Wednesday night at Selhurst Park for the right to get to the playoff final at Wembley on May 27th. Palace's throw.
The only consolation you could say about Charlton is their away form has been good, Brian, hasn't it?
Yes, like as I was saying earlier, like Palace themselves, they've won more away than they have at home. Edworthy. There's its cross. Ndah there with a header. Petterson with the catch. 2 against 3 that are back. But Houghton again, always where he needs to be. Pitcher playing it on. Freedman in a lot of space on that far side. Ndah waiting in the middle.
Well, it looks as if they're going to try and settle here, but Freedman's got a lot of space in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. And again, just before when he had that great run again, you know, Ndah was looking for it to be played through, and again he didn't find him.
Petterson's kick. Brown with the header, an offside flag against Ndah. Rufus. Leaburn. Lining up to get that one away. In fact, it was Quinn who missed it. Petterson. All the big men from the back had gone forward for Charlton and stayed up there. Balmer amongst them. The break might be on. Ndah versus Rufus.
Well, you know, there's been, as I say, the one or two decent individuals. I think you've got to give it to a Palace player for the way they've performed in the second half, coming from a 1-0 deficit. And a player, I mean, Little Houghton he's had a good game, I would say that, but in the first half when things were going against him, Andy Roberts at the back was magnificent. He filled all the holes. You know, they're playing 3 centre-backs. He's a spare player, and I just think he's had a terrific game. Hardly got a foot wrong. Won everything in the air too. He's not a big lad, but he's won everything in the air that he's gone for.
So Andy Roberts, once of Millwall, cost £1.8 million when Palace bought him at the start of this season. Their player of the year as well. Is also man of the match today. Andy Roberts. Ray Houghton, who must have come very close, with a corner now for Crystal Palace. Edworthy. Freedman to Edworthy. Certainly Palace would feel confident making that final step into the Wembley playoff final when the sides meet again on Wednesday. In spite of the fact that Charlton have got this very good away record. To the last minute. Bowyer. Newton. Banged away again by the man of the match, Andy Roberts.
That's the kind of thing Brian has been doing all day. You know, he's been reading a game ever so well, very intelligently, tidying up around him.
Yeah, very good choice then. Pitcher again to Freedman. That's a nice touch. Houghton, that's a good touch too. Veart coming in and Chris Whyte getting in first. And Rufus. Final whistle. The Palace fans are delighted with that result, particularly after that dreadful start when Newton scored for Charlton after 55 seconds, the mistake by Andersen. And then Kenny Brown in the second half as Palace really began to improve, scored a goal. He followed in very well indeed. And then Veart added the second one after a terrific overhead kick from Ndah. So it's Charlton Athletic 1, Crystal Palace 2. Well, Dave Bassett wanted goals in the second half. Dave Bassett got goals in the second half. Here he is.
Yeah, Dave, you wanted more from your team. You certainly got it.
They responded better in the second half. We played well in the second half, and we've got ourselves 2-1 in front, which obviously is a great advantage for us. But our first half performance wasn't up to standard, but the players have shown me by playing better in the second half.
What about Kenny Brown popping up with another goal for you?
Yeah, Kenny's done very well on loan for us. He's had this knack of nicking in and getting a couple of goals, and he's done it again for us today.
Ndah, I think Freedman up front as well. They caused problems consistently second half.
Well, the first half, the front players didn't play as a unit. They had too many touches. They were trying to win the game by themselves, and they didn't show enough urgency. In the second half, they played as a unit, and they linked up, and that helped us enormously.
We've got this fella alongside you, Andy Roberts, man of the match. Andy, well done.
Cheers, thank you. It was a hard game out there, but we come good in the second half.
It is a massive win, and there's the man of the match trophy. It puts you in great shape for the second half.
Yeah, it's still going to be a hard game. Local derbies always are, and we're just lucky we got the home leg.
Dave, you are strong favourites now with 2 away goals.
Well, Charlton played extremely well in the first half, and we're not going to be complacent. It'll be a very hard game at Selhurst Park. We know that, and we knew the 2 games would be very hard, and we won't certainly be going home tonight without sort of crowing about it, because we know we've got a hard game in front of us on Wednesday night, but we've got an opportunity to finish it off, and hopefully we can do that and get to Wembley. That's been our objective all season.
They're confident, aren't they?
Yeah, of course they are.
Thanks, mate.
Brilliant.
OK, Dave Bassett talking there to Gabriel Clark. George Graham is with me. We reckon that Dave Bassett should actually be man of the match after that half-time talk that really transformed the game. There's more from George. We hope to have a Charlton reaction as well. Charlton 1, Palace 2. Palace coming back with those 2 second-half goals. And George Graham, we wonder about what managers do in the secrecy of the dressing room at half-time. Whatever Dave Bassett did there, he found the right cocktail, didn't he?
Yeah, I think we thought he was going to be man of the match for what he says in those 15 minutes. And it just shows you how important a manager can be. I mean, it was a different team that played in the second half. They were outstanding, Palace, and probably deserved it just to sort of edge it.
He obviously got through deep down into their hearts because they were, in personality-wise, a totally different proposition in the second half.
I thought the first half, actually, they were trying to pass the ball around with any urgency or any passion. But the second half, I mean, in the first few minutes, you could see, I mean, what surprised me in the first half was the 2 wing-backs, Edworthy and Brown, who were very, very rarely in the attacking third. Second half, Brown scores, could have scored again. They were actually pushing forward as a unit, and good second half performance.
When they equalised, 20 minutes into that second half, I mean, they deserved it. They'd been running the show. Good work from Ndah.
This is a long ball from the goalkeeper to start with, to Ndah, headed it on. And then a typical Freedman effort. You know, all strikers have a go at goals. But again, here's where Brown, I expect him to be, in the attacking third. Great following up, and a good finish.
He's got some vital goals for them. Brian Moore's seen them all. The bad news for Charlton is he's going to be there on Wednesday night as well. Go on, George.
Well, again, it was a good header, but a bad defensive goal. They've got plenty of red shots in the box now. And a good finish here by Bowyer.
Charlton under the cosh and the second goal.
Yeah, good near post corners, good challenging.
Good skill here.
Very athletic here from, I think it was Ndah. And Veart right in the right place at the right time to finish it off. But very athletic, good near post corner. Challenge, funnily enough, from a Charlton player. And Ndah here, very acrobatic for Veart, just to sort of a little diving header. But at this time, they were really rocking Charlton, and Palace were in full flight.
I guess at the end of it now, I mean, Charlton would settle for 2-1 after the battering they took in the second half, George.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, the first half they controlled the game, and Palace were a completely different team in the second half. But Charlton's got a very good away record, one of the best in the league. So I will expect them to go and still try to put up a good performance in the second leg.
From home. Let's get back, though, shall we, to the Valley and have a word with Les Reed. He's talking now to Gabriel Clark.
Yeah, Les, I know you've had a quick chat with the players. What were you focusing on back in there?
Well, basically to get their minds on the second game, really. We told a few home truths about their second half performance, but we've had to remind them that it's only half time now, and we're 2-1 down, and by all means we can get that back.
You felt, I think, they were a bit naive at times. You could have gone further down in the tie towards the end.
Yeah, the second half was all about the fact that they were going to play a pressure game, they were going to do things quickly, up the tempo, and we had to get into that same gear, and we didn't. And I think their experience got on top of us, and our boys didn't really know how to get out of a slow gear. So their power game paid off for them.
How difficult is it going to be to lift the players?
I don't think it'd be difficult at all. Our away form's been excellent, their home form's been pretty poor, and our boys have all season have been able to bounce back. Naivety, yeah, but their youthful enthusiasm means they come back very quickly.
So there still is a feeling you can get through this time?
Oh, we're convinced we can get through this time, no problem about that. We'll attack and we'll go for it right from the start at Crystal Palace, and if they don't pay us some respect like the first half, we'll score goals again.
Thanks for joining us, Les.
You're welcome.
All right, then, that's a very positive attitude from Les Reed there. Will the kids see them through? Will they bounce back there on Wednesday night, George Graham?
Yeah, I think they've got a chance, but yeah, they're doing the right things. They've got to lift them up. They've only got a few days to sort of like get over this defeat, pick them up and make sure that they have a go, nice and positive. And I think they're sending the right message there. Still think Palace probably get too much for them. But Charlton's got a tremendous away record, and there's no reason why they should go there with any fear. So I think it'll be still a very close match.
Got to give you a pat on the back because you picked Palace but before the kick-off. But they displayed in the second half a word that I know you're a great believer of as a manager, and in future teams that you take charge of, any player can expect to hear it around the dressing room. Passion. Yeah,
I think it's something that we're not talking about as much as we normally do. I think everybody's talking about passing the ball around, you know. But I think if you're going to sort of abandon the urgency and the passion of our game, I think you could get into trouble. I think you've got to get the right balance between passing, you know, and having an end product, having a purpose to the passing. And that means efforts on goals and goals. Passing alone is just not good enough. I think there's got to be a cutting edge to a passing movement.
Do you think that that's a theory that Terry Venables, for instance, should be aware of in Euro '96 then?
I'm sure he is aware of it. I mean, I've travelled a lot this year, both in England and abroad, and especially abroad, you see a lot of teams pass, have lots of combination passing, but no end product, and it really is boring. And I think you've got to get the right balance.
A bit like the cup final yesterday, they got the boring stamp. On a personal level, George, just finally, you got a great reception at Highbury this week. I know that got the old heart going a bit with you, didn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. That was what I wanted. Great response from the fans at Highbury for what we achieved.
And would you expect to come the new season to be back with the club somewhere?
Well, I've been out of the game long enough now, and I've recharged the batteries. And
you're not bad in the studio, George, in fairness.
Well, I quite enjoyed it. I've been watching a lot of games this year. As I said, both abroad and here in England. But I'm desperate to get back in there into the fire of football management again. And you saw today, what Bassett done at half-time. I mean, it just shows you, that managers, they're very, very important what they say at half-time.
Yep, indeed they are. George Graham, thank you very much. So then we've reached the end of another Sunday match season, and just looking back over the last 4 years or so, well, we've covered just about every aspect of the London football scene. Saw West Ham going up there into the Premiership. I remember being there at Upton Park, a dramatic day back in '92, I think it was. Billy Bond's team promoted after that goal from Clive Allen against Cambridge. Palace champions in '93, and they'll look back to get back up there in the Premiership after Wednesday night. John Solarco and Chris Armstrong, Alan Smith's team that finished, 7 points clear of Forest. And we went back to the Valley. Colin Walsh, great servant with that historic first goal when the Robins went back home. We saw a brand new stadium from Millwall at the New Den. Let's hope for better fortunes for the Lions next season. What about some of the personalities? Barry Fry, like George, looking for work now at Barditon Southend. We had lots of laughs with Barry, and we saw the £8 million man, Stan Collymore. We saw Wycombe's rise from the Conference, terrific club. They've been great scenes from a Wycombe triumph at Wembley. And then Reading, they looked as though they were going to go into the Premiership. Bolton had other ideas, of course, and we'll have this year's playoff final live from Wembley, as Brian Moore mentioned, Monday, May the 27th. I'll be back with the Saint on Wednesday night at 11:40 with the second leg, Charlton and Palace at Selhurst Park. And before that at 10:40, make a date with Bob Wilson, the first of 3 programmes leading up to Euro 96. Alex Ferguson and Glenn Hoddle are among Bob's guests. Palace leading on points. They'll expect to apply that knockout punch on Wednesday when Charlton will hope for another successful away day. George Graham, thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye to you all.
Yellow Pages, supporters of the Sunday match.